Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Five Idiots Talking Toys. I'm Shane, and we're here for a special episode of our show to go over and review the episode number 4 of Obi Wan Kenobi. It is an episode where Obi has a mission. He's got to find Leia. He's got to head to the Mustafar system and just infiltrate the Empire and get her back. Let's bring the boys in. Who's here tonight? Chris is here. Charles is here. Brandon's here. What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Four of the five idiots are here.
Again, we're 4 out of 5's not bad, right? All right, let's jump right in. It was a short episode, right? I mean, that was a super obvious thing to me. Just watching, just seeing when I started the episode, and 30 minutes later, I was done.
I'm actually glad it was short. Better.
I think if it was longer, it would be worse.
So,
I think it had potential What's that, Brandon?
Such negativity.
Yeah, I think it had potential, whereas if it was another 10 or 12 minutes, there could have been potentially a bunch more action or more storyline.
I think they answered a lot of questions, though, that other people might have had from previous episodes and stuff from Clone Wars and stuff from A New Hope. So that's what I found.
So what else jumped out to you guys?
You want to play the video and we can start reviewing it?
Yeah, we can. We have a video with some of the meteor scenes from the episode. Again, it was short, so this 3-minute video we have covers a lot of the action or the bigger moments. So let's throw that on now, and we'll take a look at that, refresh our memories as to what we just watched, and then we'll talk about it a bit.
Should have killed me.
You're still not healed.
Where's Leia?
From here to Coruscant.
Someone very important to me has been taken. I need your help to get her back.
General.
I can't lose her. You've no idea what the Empire is capable of. We could take those speeders, go in at night. You have some T-47s in the hangar.
It's suicide.
She's 10 years old. I won't leave her there. Is your cover still intact? Some things can't be forgotten.
You're riding an entry port. It should be right ahead of you.
Where is she?
Detention areas in a secure sector.
Tala, I need a distraction. I know. Come with me.
All right. So
Shane, that looked like a lot of potatoes and no meat.
They didn't show one of the best parts.
Yeah,
was
well,
actually
I
wait,
grabbed this
hold
clip.
on. There was the best part.
Oh yeah, look at Brandon with his
Green doesn't
silly
like it.
background.
He's trying to be fancy, and he looks pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, he's at Toys R Us from 1979.
So getting right into this, we're at episode 4. Overall, I think it's terrible, absolutely horrible. I hated episode 4. I was so bored. For a 6-episode season that was only supposed to be 1, I think they're doing a terrible job telling the story. I think it could be a lot better. You know, you would think seeing 6 episodes that maybe 3 of them were good or 4 are good, and there's always going to be 1 or 2. I'm at the point right now that 3 are terrible and 1 is okay. I like Obi-Wan. I like Vader. Everything else, not interested. Really bored. I could care less about episode 5 and 6. I'm going to watch it, but I just don't care. Because at this point, it's like Book of Boba Fett. You had 2 good episodes, and the rest is just mediocre. It was terrible. This, same thing. Episode 5 and 6, maybe one of them can be really good, but the rest of them are just terrible. So I'm off it.
First thing first, that before I forget, I think it was really hard for us, even in real time, to judge, or even shortly after the fact, to judge the Boba series, because 2 of the 2 full episodes were Mandalorian. So all of a sudden we're like, oh man, that episode was awesome. Ha ha ha, because it was Mandalorian. And so if you take that out and you really just look at the Boba episodes, I mean, you'd have to make an effort to judge that on its own. And we haven't even done that yet.
Yeah.
I will respond to what you said about it being 1 episode, meaning that it was originally supposed to be a movie, or there was talk about it being a movie, or made for, maybe it was even a made for Disney Plus movie. But yeah, could you imagine if it was 2 hours versus a 56-minute episode, 42, 41, and now 32 or 30? It seems like they're kind of stretching out, but they're not stretching out from a solid 2 hours that we've seen yet. Like, this would have been a bad movie so far. Yeah. And I like the show, but as a movie standalone, it would have been bad so far.
You would just think with 6 episodes, it would be good, because there's not that much time to really ruin it. But for me, it's already ruined already. Like, even if 1 episode is coming up that's going to be good, it's overall it's bad.
So you just showed the clip. I almost fell asleep. My eyes were closed near the end. I watched 3 right after we filmed, like a 1 out of 10. This one is just like, it's so boring. He, out of nowhere, he's Michael Phelps. He could barely walk. He's Michael Phelps swimming through the ocean like at top speed, like 50 miles an hour. It was utterly ridiculous. I want to throw it out there. All the stormtroopers had their blasters in their holsters. So I'm just saying, it's another confirmation that I'm right, probably like 99% of the time. And Kenobi was using his lightsaber. I think, I could be wrong, he hit one stormtrooper like 4 times the lightsaber. Some other times he hits a stormtrooper and the arm falls off. This time he hit one stormtrooper 4 times. He finally fell, and he hit the other one like 2 or 3 times. It's really boring. It really is. Would I rather mow the lawn? No, I'd rather watch this. Would I rather do something else? I don't know, maybe. Not like maintenance work, but watching this, it's really boring. It really is.
It's not good. I don't care what anyone says. It's not good. It could be a lot better.
So let me take a second here to welcome anybody to our show, to our channel. If you have not seen us before, we are 5 Idiots Talking Toys. We talk a lot about vintage collectibles, about modern Star Wars as well. But we are also reviewing Star Wars content, some recent trailers and teasers. So thanks for checking out our video. Please subscribe to the channel if you like, pop culture content, vintage toy content, modern stuff, collectibles, and hit that bell icon. And if you do, please hit the all so you're notified of all of our content that comes out through the week. We do have full podcast episodes on Sundays. but we also have other videos that are shorter as well, like this one. Now, for anybody watching, you can disagree or agree with these two brothers here, Charles and Christopher, but one of them is comparing watching new Star Wars content to doing yard work. So you may agree or not agree with them, but I don't know if anybody wants to be doing yard work.
No, my point is, I would rather watch this than mow the lawn.
Yeah.
But in that like water scene, the glass breaks, right? All the stormtroopers, they're all dying. There's water everywhere. Obi is running at maybe 5 miles an hour. Barely
medium speed.
He gets through the door. She closes the door, and there's not a drop of water in the other room.
Not a splash on the ground.
It's too fake. Like, there's fake. Like, here's an alien, and here's a human being. And then there's too fake. Obi running, and he gets through the door with no water.
Dude,
it's just...
Yeah.
I agree with that statement there. Same
Here's
thing. Obi-Wan got burned. Only one shoulder blade got burned up when he was dragged through the fire.
Well, the swimming was like Naboo, right? Like he was swimming underwater like he was, 25 years younger.
Michael Phelps. He just won a gold medal.
Yeah.
I actually think Phantom Menace, I can watch that 50 times in a row than actually watch this show. Can't do it.
Brandon says no. So, Brandon, give us your take on episode 4 here.
I'm not gonna join any sides here. My review is very, just factual. I'm not gonna take the dark side or the light side here between these two brothers, but everything I think they're doing for a reason here. Obviously, we all know that the Grand Inquisitor is alive. It was confirmed by an Imperial officer, or else they would have said that the Grand Inquisitor was dead. But there was no mention of that. There hasn't been a mention of him being dead throughout the entire series.
Except when Vader offered the third sister to be the next Grand Inquisitor.
Exactly.
But you think they would have made a bigger deal about him being dead if he was actually dead. They haven't said anything about it.
You'd think, but the Empire doesn't slow down for anybody.
And he's in Star Wars Rebels, so...
yeah, I agree.
So... That's also the first time you see Obi-Wan in a back-to-tank, just like Luke and Anakin. And Obi-Wan's starting to show signs of coming back to his old self again, where, he's taken a 10-year hiatus trying to find himself, and now he's getting better. You notice in the first episode against Darth Vader, he had minimal force energy with him, and he was not able to compare it to Vader's energy whatsoever, or what he had going on there. So now he's getting a little bit better as the episode progresses. His lightsaber skills are getting a little bit better. So they're starting to build him back up to where he used to be there. The Jedi that were killed in the tomb there, they were placing that orange liquid there. There was a couple of them there from Clone Wars. So if you watch Clone Wars, there's a couple that were noticeable on there. We all got to see the return of one of my favorite ships. Apparently it's called the T-47 Snowspeeder. Although I didn't like that engagement there. I thought it was a little fake. They showed these snowspeeders coming out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they're in the hangar and they come to a dead stop. I mean, I remember playing the video games. That thing doesn't come to a dead stop. And then they just show it in the hangar, like heading towards the doors, and then they show them again. Just, I don't know. It was to me, and it looked a little too CGI for me. But
and let me just interject real quick. Why didn't they launch all the TIE fighters that were right on the ceiling there? Why didn't anybody release the TIE fighters and chase that one single snowspeeder?
So
no idea.
I don't want to review your review, Brandon, but what it sounds like is there is a hideous pig, and you're putting lipstick and a really nice shirt on it and pants, and you're making it just look so good. Everything you just said, means zero. Like, it doesn't make it any better.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Everything Brendan's saying is actually negative, but he's saying it in a nice way. And he loves to talk about how Disney is building this up for something better. You're in episode 4. This is a once-in-a-lifetime show. It's terrible. What are you building up for? You can still make this
Brandon,
be
when is
good
it getting
and
better?
build it.
Brandon, when is it getting better?
He loves It's building
Hey,
up for something better.
I'm just trying to inform you guys on some of the facts that I'm picking up here. So
what is it
did you
going to
guys
get
notice
better?
Leia?
Season
Did you guys
7?
notice Leia was showing a little bit of her Force skills there without even knowing it?
Mm-hmm.
I think Leia got a little bit better. I think she was actually she was halfway decent in like 3 and 4. She wasn't as bad.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of varied thoughts.
What's your thoughts?
Should we throw the video back up? And we don't even have to watch the whole thing again, but do we want to just talk over it?
No,
I don't even want to watch.
I want to hear what you want to, have to say.
Does anybody know who Wade is? They're like, oh, Wade, he died.
He was just the other sewage treatment pilot.
What is a sewage treatment doing in a snowspeeder? I don't understand.
I don't know. They were hauling something. All right, so let's not throw the video back up. Let's start winding it down. But just a couple of things jumped out at me. Random thing: the blue Obi-Wan's blue lightsaber looks really cool. Way more bright blue than what we remember from the old movies. It just looks in the dark with the red light in that interrogation room. The effect of that with the blue light.
Shane, you're just trying to make it better. You're just trying to make this episode better.
Like, I thought that looked really cool in the dark.
You see what you're doing? You don't like any of it, and you're like, Obi's lightsaber.
I like all of it.
And it looks cool. And then Leia's shoes, it looked like they were really cool on her.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. I like all of it, but I can be critical at the same time. But I'm not going to sit here and say garbage. How do you say it with the Long Island accent? Garbage.
Get to the actual story.
Talk
about the story.
Yeah, no. This episode was slow. It was lacking story. There was some action, which I appreciate that there was more lightsaber action than when he fought Vader, which was lacking. But I think there could have been more action. I think there could have been at least another 5 or 6 minutes to this episode with more action. I thought the track, what was it called? The tracker droid looked like the probe droid.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool looking. The design of that was really cool. Very sleek, very Empire-like. The red logos on the door jumped out at me as like
some of the video games.
The red logos on the door was like a call out to me to like the future with the First Order. I like some visual stuff that I saw. Obi is coming back. Brandon is right. He's we're going to see in the next 2 episodes Obi-Wan again, I think is what we're going to see.
That's great. So we see Obi-Wan for 2 episodes and it's fantastic. Love it.
I mean, listen, that's part of the story arc. I agree there should be more story, but they have an arc going on here.
So what you need to understand is that these episodes, they're doing stuff like that seeker droid there, that they're pulling stuff out of different video games and Clone Wars and other books and stuff like that all the Uber nerds know about. So
that's
when
great.
you see stuff, like that droid, or they see those dead Jedi that are in that tomb scene,
I know,
they know exactly who they are, and
that's awesome.
But
nerd alert!
Nerd alert! Here's what you two are doing. You're sitting down for a nice steak dinner, and you're talking about how nice the tablecloth looks, and the water is so fresh here. The meat and the potatoes suck of the meal. That's it. End of story.
Yeah, but if you have a really good cocktail and the dessert is awesome, you leave, not pissed off.
Everybody just comment in the comment section if you can see exactly what me and Charles are seeing right now from the 2 of them.
Well, I have a question. So this was another thing that I stuck in my brain. In the original movies, we never see any female officers for the Empire. In the newer movies, the newer trilogy, you see female officers and Captain Phasma and all that stuff. And so that seems progressive, right? Like, and that's also progressive in real life. Like the newer movies are trying to be more inclusive, right? So this show is trying to be inclusive, but I found it really odd that all of a sudden there's multiple female officers when we've never seen that on a Death Star with like 1 million people on it.
No.
And like that stuff, I don't even care about that. More or less.
Really I thought it was weird.
I thought it was weird when they called
me
sir.
Yeah.
It's boring.
But that was weird.
It's boring.
The story could be a lot better for 6 episodes.
Do you guys have anything conversational to add, or are you just going to go garbage?
It's almost over.
Garbage.
No one said garbage yet. I said it's boring.
Boring.
I said it's boring. It is. It's boring.
Yeah, but I did think it was interesting that they were T-47s, by the way, too, Brandon, because we've only ever heard of them as snow speeders on Hoth, but obviously they existed before Hoth, so it's interesting. I guess they never had a name besides, a call sign or, a model number, but little things like that I enjoy catching in the episode, even if I'm not in love with the whole episode. I love just getting more of the Star Wars universe peppered in. So
it doesn't have to be on this show. Use Google and search whatever you need to search, and you'll get your fix and your fancy right there. It doesn't have to be during the Obi-Wan series. This series should be blowing things up, and it's just blowing up itself. It's so boring. It really is. There's no other word to say than boring. It's boring.
Charles gave it a 1 out of 10. The last episode, episode 3, he gave a 1 out of 10, even though we got to see Vader. Vader's got to be worth 3 or 4 points by himself.
I was gonna ask what everybody's predictions were for the next episodes, but I guess you guys don't want to think about that.
Garbage.
No, I think that next episodes are going to be good, but at that point, who cares? It's 6 episodes, and if only 2 are good and 4 are terrible, what does it matter?
Okay, so this is a good question for you and for anybody watching, and you can comment below. Let us know what you think. If the next 2 episodes are close to an hour apiece, 55 minutes apiece, and they're awesome, now all of a sudden you've got close to 2 hours, a movie length of awesome Obi-Wan footage. Do you leave this series, pretty happy? Like, what do you predict
Shane,
your reaction will be?
Shane, we've already done this with the Boba series. You did the exact same thing. What if 2's good? What if 3's good? What if 4's good?
Right.
It was never good.
Well, I mean, that's how it turned out.
All of a sudden,
the last episode of Boba, I loved.
All of a sudden, 5 and 6 are just going to be so good.
Well,
impossible.
Some things are a slow burn, a little bit, a slow build up. We might not like that. We might like to just jump into the action, but
it's slow burning. All right, it's slow burning.
It's story driven, even though at the same time, I think there's not enough story.
I think we need to end this video like Disney needs to end Obi-Wan.
All right. So Brandon and I are giving it like at least 1 thumbs up. I think we liked it. I think we wanted a bit more, but there were some things we liked about it.
I want more explanation of certain things that we're seeing.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, that's fair. You're waiting for,
story is lacking.
They can give you.
The story is lacking.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. I can't say it's garbage. I hate it. It's boring. I'm not watching it. I can't believe I watched it. I'm not saying anything, but and like a lot of things in life, it could be better, right? But this could definitely be better. But I enjoyed 30 minutes of it.
God. But
I have to say, I agree with you. I sat there, and when I looked at my clock and it was like 14 minutes in, I was like, this is boring. This episode is boring. Once they got in the base, there was a little bit going on. All right, guys. Good wrap up. We got to chat for a bit here. Thumbs down from Charles. Thumbs down from Chris. 2 thumbs down from Chris. Sweet Jesus. Brandon is at Toys R Us. He took his DeLorean. All right. Well, thanks for watching the video. If you're a podcast person, we have an episode that goes out every night, every Sunday night, I should say, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. The same episode goes up on YouTube in video form, so you can watch us share some collectibles and talk about some stuff that we put on the screen. And we have videos all during the week that come out. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate that. It helps the algorithm with our channel get us more views and be able to put out more content. And please comment below. We want to hear what you thought about Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 4. Guys, let's begrudgingly for a few of you do this again next week for episode 5. And we will hope for the best.
Can't wait, Shane.
All right, guys. Good hanging out with you. Let's wrap this up, and we will see everyone again soon on 5 Idiots Talking Toys. Good night, boys.
See you.